morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate you taking a few moments with me this morning. If you'd like to follow along, we will be in the 22nd chapter of Genesis, beginning in the 15th verse. And I ask you, if you will, to like, share, comment on the post, and then we have these words. The angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "By myself I have sworn, declares the Lord. Because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you, and I will surely multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and as the sand that is on the seashore, and your offspring shall possess the gates of his enemies. And in your offspring shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice." Abraham would have been at this point. He would have come home and called it a good day to be able to come home and bring his son back to Sarah in one piece. He would have been considered that to have been a great day. But in the midst of that, as he's headed home, God shows back up and he repeats his promise to God. He says, "I will indeed bless you and your offspring. They'll be as numerous as the stars, the sand on the seashores, and all the nations will be blessed by you." This is close to what we have heard before, but in this case, the author of Hebrews points out in chapter 6 that God adds something to the statement this time. He says, "By myself have I sworn." And so here we see the difference, just to point something out to you, a little lesson here, the difference in an oath and a promise. When God's promises, if you look, are conditional. I don't want to say always, but to the best of my recollection, God's promises are conditional. This is what I'm going to do this if you do this. If you keep my commands, then I will give you the land. If you do this, then I will do that. Those are the promises of God. But oaths of God are something different. An oath means that God is going to do it. He is ready to do it. You may have to wait for a promise because it's conditional on your obedience. But an oath is on the way. And this is when God says here that I'm going to bless you, I'm going to multiply your offspring, stars of heaven, sands on the seashore, your offspring will possess the gates of his enemy, nations will be blessed. Write it down. It's done. And what we see here is then we see the importance and reminded of the fact that God does not lie. We see the result of obedience, that he gives Abraham this solemn oath that God swore by himself. His name is on the promise. He's putting his name on it and saying that this is a done deal. Why? Because Abraham had obeyed God. Why does God give him this solemn highest of commitments? Because of Abraham's obedience. He had done exactly what God told him to do. As we talked about previously, he even got up early to go do it. He didn't wait around. He was obedient. And the great promises of God, the oaths of God, are guaranteed by him. When he says, for example, when Jesus says in the New Testament, "I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, there you may be also. And if I prepare a place, I will come again to take you with me, take you to that place." Write it down. It's done. It's as good as if it has already happened. One of the beauties, one of the important reasons that we study the Word of God is because as we study and as we read, we do learn of the promises. We learn of the commitments of God. that are unchangeable. When He tells us there'll be a place where there's no more tears, write it down. When He tells us a place of no more dying, write it down. When He tells us there's a place no more sickness, it's done. When He tells us we'll be in the presence of God, write it down. When God says it, it is a commitment. And we know that He is still honoring this commitment to Abraham. But it all began with Abraham's obedience. You think about it. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.